And a celebration of the work of Sonic Team and its leading light. No, not the hedgehog, game genius Yuji Naka. But first, old-fashioned blasting. In the old days, video games often entailed moving a 2D object around a 2D world and firing. Then, when the ability to render in 3D came along, all that got pushed aside along with black and white TVs. Well, not anymore. The old-fashioned shoot-'em-up might have moved from the spotlight, but it's never really gone away. The first shmup I ever played was this game's great-great-great-great-grandma, Gradius. Now I feel old. But number 5 still seems as exciting as the first. Deftly pilot your Vic Viper craft through a barrage of bullets and collect increasingly exhilarating power-ups. But this time in much prettier regions of space and against more explosive bosses. This kind of shooter may seem antiquated, but recently games like Ikaruga have fostered startling innovation. It might look like a straightforward blaster, but its system of chaining and changing ships from black to white depending on the colour of your enemies makes it as demanding and tactical as a game of warp speed chess. We thought that Ikaruga would be the last shooter on Sega's obsolete console, but as Border Down demonstrates, in Japan at least, the Dreamcast and the side-scrolling shoot-'em-up just keep on dodging those parting shots, hanging on in there with no spare lives and no continues. A testament to the greatness of the old system. Border Down again might look like an ordinary shooter. Very pretty and extremely busy, but ordinary. But ordinary it's not. At the start you choose one of 3, well, kind of routes called borders, red, amber and green representing hard, medium and easy. If you die, you border down, which means you can come back in a different place on a different difficulty setting. I won't explain more than that, as it'll do your head in, but suffice to say, the side-scrolling shoot-'em-up is alive and well and living in Japan, and will be with us for plenty of continues to come. The stupidest acronym in the whole of video games has got to be this one. MMORPG. It sounds really dorky, but it stands for something intrinsically cool. The massively multiplayer online role-playing game, where you and thousands of others over the internet can wander around a virtual world. There are lots of astonishing worlds that have already been created, and more still to come, such as this one. Welcome to the City of Heroes, a place that's being built as a living, breathing world online. Gamepad spoke to Jack Emmert, lead designer of its architects at Cryptic Studios.
Superheroes was something that had never been fully developed in the RPG field, and with massive multiplayer games, it just made a great mix. I think City of Heroes is going to be the most inviting of the massively multiplayer games because it's certainly something which everyone can identify with. There are very few people that have grown up not having read a comic book. So that is our audience. Every single person who's ever wondered what it would be like to be a hero. One of the most fascinating powers which people will be thrilled to use in City of Heroes is flight. Being able to soar through skyscrapers, go up into the clouds, dive back down, engage in combat with other flying foes. The objective for the players in City of Heroes is quite simple: save the city time and time and time again. Become more powerful, become famous, have statues erected in your honor, become well known to the civilians and other players. Everybody can be the hero that they envision. There are literally trillions of different possibilities on costumes alone, let alone power combinations, let alone character archetypes, let alone different story arcs and contacts which a person can have. All of these things make for a unique hero. And after all, Everybody wants to be a hero down deep, but they want to be their own hero.
Gamepad.
Next up, the game that all GameCube owners waited for with bated breath. A sequel to the best 16-bit multiplayer game of all time. Well, I think so anyway. It's Mario Kart Double Dash. I fell in love with Mario Kart on the SNES. Others fell in love with its incarnation on Nintendo's next console, the N64. So for fans, the latest version of this fun race game on Nintendo's most powerful system yet has the potential to raise the bar for the best game ever. Mario Kart to the power of 3. Cubed! So, Nintendo, it seems, have taken a lot of what was good about Mario Kart and turned up the volume. The system of hitting a target to get random power-ups still works a treat, as do the power-ups themselves. Instead of one driver, there are now 2, and you can switch between them to use each to best advantage. The tracks seem brighter and busier and, I don't know, wackier? But they were always wacky. But whilst good, single player has never been the most important element with Mario Kart. It's always been, simply put, really competitive and a giggle when racing up against friends. Laying booby traps of old banana skins and firing off lethal turtle shells has always been just the most fun. Double Dash has this too, and more besides, with the ability to play 8 together and a novel cooperative mode where 2 drivers can share a kart. One steering and the other tasked with putting off the opposition. So, is Double Dash a hit then? Well, actually, this game is a bit of a blow. It might look fast, but when you're playing it, you don't feel like those tiny karts have got quite enough power. Plus, the computer seems to cheat all the time, awarding itself the best weapons, especially when you're winning. And there's a little hop move that used to help you take corners, which they've left out, and without it, this just doesn't feel like a Mario Kart title to me. That mad element of fun that you're waiting for never really arrives. Kind of like the right power-up when you need it. Unless you're a GameCube, of course. I really don't wish to rain on the Mario Kart parade, but... it's too late, isn't it? Sorry.
How you doing? It's me, Michael Caine. Gamepad, watch it, now.
Still ahead on Gamepad, it's time to get out those rose-tinted spectacles as we take a retrospective glance at the work of those hedgehog creators, the Sonic team. But before that, it's your turn to play. This is Flipnik, a rather brilliant pinball game that takes the little metallic balls to places they've never visited before. I promise you, it's insane. A far cry from the first ever approximation of the modern game of pinball, which was called Bagatelle. But do you know, when did people first play that game? Was it 30 years ago? 40? More? Have a think about it and I'll let you know the answer after the break.
Blue Yonder Broadband Internet, sponsors of Gamepad 4.
Discover the origins behind man's primal need to fight in Ultimate Warriors. Tonight at 10 p.m, only on Bravo.
Oh, come on, once more. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's not working. No.
Taking the online Churchill through his paces then, Professore?
Yes.
So now, we could save money just by the clicking of his little doggy mouse?
Yeah.
It means yes.
Well, in that case, you'll be teaching a new dog old tricks.
Yes, that's funny.
See how much you could save on insurance. Call Churchill now or visit us at churchill.com.
I'm not getting in that.
I can't afford a new car.
Hiya.
Hi, Jen.
Why don't you try Direct Line?
They do my car cover.
They do loans too. That's how I got my new kitchen.
A Direct Line loan is an easy way to borrow up to £25,000 at really competitive rates based on your circumstances and loan amount. Just call 0800 068 3838 or apply online. That's 0800 068 3838 for a low-cost loan for almost anything. Or apply online.
Thinking of buying a new PC this Christmas? At Dell, all our PCs are built to order, which means a PC built just for you. Like this Dell Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor. The Intel Pentium 4 processor delivers performance where you need it most. It comes with a 17-inch flat panel monitor and choice of free printer, MP3 player or digital camera at an amazing £699. So, off the shelf or built just for you. It's as easy as Dell. Call 0870 907 5609 or go online now.
Have you been injured, had an accident at work, or on the road, or in a public place? Unsure if you have a claim for compensation? Concerned about hidden charges? Now, there is no need to worry. The Personal Injury Helpline will handle your claim with no charges and nothing taken from the money you're awarded. So, for a risk-free quality service, call us free now on 0800 085 1715. If you don't make the call, you'll never know.
Are you guilty of staying in a dead-end job? Are you bored, unchallenged, overworked, or underpaid? Do you recognise your own potential? With determination, you could break free and enjoy a rewarding career in computing. CompuTeach helps thousands of people to learn skills that will give them the chance of real success. More money, better prospects, better quality of life. You don't need experience. You'll learn mostly at home in your own time for IT qualifications that employers really want. We'll even help you find the right job. So if you want more from life, call CompuTeach now on 0800 657 657 for a free information pack. That's 0800 657 657.
Get the latest rap, R&B and hip-hop ringtones for your Nokia. Text URBAN to the number 8181 for a list of the newest tones. So text URBAN to 8181.
This is Permission to Rock, the mother of all rock albums. Get it now.
The Pirates are coming to DVD and video.
You best start believing in ghost stories. You're in one.
Johnny Depp, Jeffrey Rush, Orlando Bloom, and Keira Knightley in a Gore Verbinski film. Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. Available from Tesco's now.
UKG2 is a new channel Monday to Sunday from 8 till 8. UKG2, UK TV's new channel with Byte.
Blue Yonder Broadband Internet, sponsors of Gamepad 4.
Welcome back to Gamepad, and a very modern game of pinball called Flipnik. Before the break, I told you that pinball has its roots in the game of bagatelle. But how long ago was that? Well, if you said 40 years, you were wrong. 50? Nope. It's 70. Believe it or not, pinball qualifies for its bus pass. If you've ever owned one of the old Sega consoles, you're bound to be familiar with the work of Sonic Team, who are famous for much more than creating the hedgehog they're named after. Here's a flashback. year 1991. The weather, slightly overcast, rain later. The event, the release of Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic was the brainchild of this man, Sega guru Yuji Naka, and also these other people, collectively known as Sonic Team, or the Naka Bunch. OK, joke. Sonic was an immediate Solid Gold hit, a great game, a bible for character design, and also a technical showcase for Sega's saucy black slab of a console, the Mega Drive.
The Hedgehog! Mega Drive で待ってるぜ!
If the original Sonic caused the gaming world to weep like feeble children, then gamers around the globe had the fillings literally shaken from their mouths come the release of Sonic 2. From there, Sonic's world swelled like a cement-filled baboon, a baboon who subsequently gave birth to children with names like Sonic 3, Sonic & Knuckles and Sonic CD. Soon, TV audiences were to join gamers by whooping like idiots upon the arrival of the Sonic cartoon series. But just as it looked as if Sonic would never stop running, he stopped running. Naka and his special chums moved on to work on new concepts for Sega's latest console debutante, the Saturn. Their sci-fi fireman simulation, Burning Rangers, was a critical success. Even more well received was Sonic Team's epic Nights into Dreams, starring a sort of unfashionable flying harlequin man who lived inside your head. A chintzier game you couldn't imagine. That is, until the Christmas edition came out. Sadly, it couldn't save the Saturn from early retirement. So, Sonic was called into play to support Sega's next console, the Dreamcast, and prevent it from suffering a similar fate. Unfortunately, as well as adding the third dimension and exciting 3D action like this, Sonic Adventure came with a strangely pedestrian role-playing element, which served to scupper its chances. Hang on a minute, is that Free Willy? Nevertheless, Sonic Team refused to rest on its laurels, or for that matter, its Hardies, and set to work on other Dreamcast games of similar non-commercial merit. Games such as quirky Shake 'em Up, Samba de Amigo, set in the world of deformed Mexicans. And Choo Choo Rocket, a bizarre online mouse-based puzzle game, graphically stunted perhaps, but riddled with pure addictive qualities. Nowadays, Sega is a software-only company, and Sonic Team's rolling along as ever. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg is arguably the best game ever to feature a young boy dressed as a chicken. There's no sign yet that Sonic Team is about to be hauled off to the Knacker's yard, or indeed, Yuji Naka's yard, unless it's to his backyard to enjoy a celebratory barbecue to mark the release of the Hedgehog's first game to come out simultaneously on all consoles. Sonic Heroes. A return to the frenetic mess-abouts that endeared him to us in the first place. But remember, kids, don't try and make real hedgehogs wear shoes. It's biologically and ethically wrong. It says so on the Gamepad website.
Bravo.co.uk/Gamepad. Can't stop, got to go. Goodbye, thank you.
Metal Arm's glitch in the system made us love robots even more than we do already. And you know how much we love robots, right? You play an outmoded droid called Glitch, who finds himself reactivated in a time of war and turmoil, when evil robot General Corrosive is trying to take over the planet. Glitch is called to the resistance by two tiny droids, called Hosed and Screwed.
You're kidding me. You two are all that's left. You got a screw-loose kid? What the hell do you know about fighting Mills, newbie?
Nada. But you got any other options, Chief?
Yeah, well, learn fast or die trying.
What the? You stop shooting me!
What follows is a mix of cute moments and hardcore, fast-paced blasting. punctuated by tense exploration and discovery around the levels. And hardware add-ons to deal with any situation. Well, you are a robot. Cute and clunky as this all looks, it's also pretty mean. There are over 40 sprawling areas. Yes, that's 40. And it's not always possible to find a save point when you need one. But keep at it, and unusually this game packs more surprises the further you get into it. For instance, you'll be able to control other robots, as well as various vehicles. But above all, Metal Arm's glitch in the system delivers a refreshingly irreverent robot romp.
Everyone out! I can move faster on foot without you guys. Take the rat around the far side of the chasm and try and head him off the pass.
Head him off at the pass? Who the hell says that? You some sort of f***ing cowboy? You better be right about this, screw boys. If you don't stop once, I will personally weld your exhaust pipe to your ball bearings.
I'm good at dancing, break dancing. I'm ghetto fabulous. Get down with the kids.
More Mario now, as Johnny Minkley of computerandvideogames.com solves a puzzle that's been confounding some gamers for years.
The game is Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World on Game Boy Advance, and the level I'm going to show you is Cheese Bridge Secret. I'm going to take you in the game from halfway through the level. You know from the map screen that there's a red dot for this level, so you know there's a secret in there. But like many of the secrets in this game, it's a real head scratcher trying to find it out. And then you're just making your way through the level. You'll try, for example, you'll try to go down this pipe, just looking for another way out. It gets a little more difficult here with the hacksaws and the ropes. Just desperately trying to cling on there. But now you're approaching the end of the game and you've still not seen any hint of the secret, which typically would have presented itself by now. And then you get to the end, that's the end gate. There's still no secret, but the red signs at the side indicate that there is something beyond the end gate. But the question is, how on earth do you get beyond that? And that's where the clever skills come in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you back, start off again, halfway through the level. This is what you do. You've got to use Mario's flying ability. It's a real show-off thing for your friends. Get over here. And on this platform now, this is where you have to make the run-up. You're holding your B down, and as soon as you get to the very end of the platform, you've got to take off the last possible second. And you need to do 2 impeccably timed sweeps. First, directly under the first wire, then as soon as you can again. And then dive, hold it on as long as you can, and sweep under the final exit. It takes a lot of practice, you'll get there. Then 3 up for your troubles. Then you'll get to the final end gate, and you'll be rewarded with another secret level. And for one particular person in the office that's been trying to do that for 10 years, that's how.
Well, that's it for now. Next time on Gamepad, we look at some games with graphics that really stand out from the crowd, including this one. Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Don't you worry about a thing, Mama. I'll go catch the little rascal in no time at all. You can count on me.
Gamers do not like to be told what to do and where to do it.
We talk to the people behind True Crime Streets of LA. And shiny, shiny, shiny red Ferraris. We get all revved up for Yu Suzuki's long-awaited sequel to his 1980s classic. I'm Violet Berlin, and you've been watching Gamepad. Remember, don't expect, suggest. Just a suggestion.
For many millennia, the galaxy has been populated by a handful of spacefaring civilizations. These worlds were linked together by stargates. The immense ancient structures harnessed incredible energies to fold space and bridge the great distances between any 2 stargates. The stargates provided security and peace for those who had collectively constructed them. But the security came at a cost, for the rest of the galaxy remained unexplored and uncolonized. Contact was never made with the many planets not capable of interstellar travel. Trade was never realized, and political understanding never reached. This era ended when mankind joined them in the stars. For the reckless humans invented hyperdrive. A ship with hyperdrive was capable of instantaneous travel to any point in the galaxy, thereby making the stargates obsolete.
Duck hunt with your trusty hunting dog.
Get up to speed with Blue Yonder Broadband Internet, sponsors of Gamepad 4.
Hello, I'm Violet Berlin and you're watching Gamepad. For viewers with a nervous disposition, relax. Hang out with us for the next half hour and you'll meet the First Lady of Kung Fu and a few men besides. Like the Prince of Persia, full of Eastern promise. And really cool moves. Plus, game addiction. It's as old as video gaming itself. The rush you get from playing has made some people joystick junkies. Gamepad finds out the facts.
For a video game addict, the game that they play would be the single most important thing in that person's life.
And Comedy Store player Andy Smart.
So here we go, let's try a little Mario.
On why the N64 is still a contender. Over the past few years, the samurai-themed Onimusha series has shown there's much more to survival horror than groaning zombies and bad one-liners. Hack and slash can be chic. No, really. There are two new Onimusha games just around the corner, the first being this, Onimusha Variety. Essentially a samurai beat-em-up, it lets you stab, slash and soul-suck with up to 3 of your mates, playing as your favourite hero, or indeed, demon. So, chic in a 2D retro kind of way. But what we're really waiting for is Onimusha 3, the final chapter of the epic. And you might recognise its ultra-chic star, the actor better known as milk-swigging assassin Leon, or his computer lookalike anyway. Real name, Jean Reno. In a story that spans 4 demon-plagued centuries, you get to play as both the noble samurai of previous games, Samanuska, and Jean's character, Jacques. You know, considering the 400-year gap between the men, it's amazing how much they have in common. Namely, kicking demon ass. Which is lucky because the enemies in the Onimusha series are not just numerous, they also come in some particularly malicious forms. True to the spirit of the series, there'll be compelling drama and gripping action. All brought together in a glossy epic created by some celebrity Japanese movie directors. So you could say it's going to be a real director's cut. Next up, the ultimate in pro celebrity golf tournaments. It's Mario Golf on the GameCube. The original version of Mario Golf was loved so much that Nintendo probably figured a GameCube sequel just couldn't miss. Despite the cartoony graphics, there is a serious golf game in here, and one that's still well above par. Unlike all those serious golf sims, any monkey can play it. Or even girls! Just joking. Actually, the new swing system can be adapted whatever your skills, making for a 4-player party game that's just great.
Gamepad.
One of the best things about Mario Golf is that it reminds us of the old one, a classic on the N64. So, we got comic actor Andy Smart of the Comedy Store Players to give us a flashback of the original, which he's been playing for more years than he's able to remember.
A lot of people come up to me after gigs and they say, Andy, you only work 6 hours a week. What do you do for the rest of the time? Well, let me introduce you to my Nintendo. This is what we do during the day, where you're all at work. We're sitting at home just practicing our golf. Let's just take you through one of my favourite holes now. Here we go. Now this is Yoshi's Island, and as you can see, they've carved a hole out of the riverbed there. So here we go. Let's try a little Mario. There we go. Let's see where this goes. This is one of my favourite courses. There's 6 courses to play, and I've been playing this game for about 12 years and never got bored of it. Hello. Well, did you get that? Did you get that on camera? Well, the thing that drew us to the game in the first place was the colours. The colours are fantastic. If you're in a certain state of mind, shall we say, these colours can really set your brain on fire. And one of the joys of this game is that once you're playing against other people, you can use the joypad to heckle them as they're playing their shot, especially if it's a really important shot. Because we obviously, we have a few side bets on this, and if someone's got a big shot coming up, you can really have fun with this character.
Wow! Oh no! Wow! 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 Wow!
Okay, I'm going to go to one of my favourite players now, which I get heckled for using when we're playing in the tournaments, and this is. I don't know what his name is. I've had the game 12 years and I don't know what his name is. That shows you the sort of state we're in when we're playing. But imagine if Sergio Garcia or Nick Faldo turned up on the tee at St Andrews and there was a 7-foot-high terrapin with spines on his back using one hand. Let's hope we get the swing on this shot. Here we go. There he goes. Look at that backswing. Boof! Get in there! He's got some power. Nowhere near the green, but he's got some power. My mother always said that when she came to visit that I should get rid of this machine because nothing good would ever come of it and I would waste a lot of my life. But now here I am on television earning some money. So Mum, you were wrong.
Next up, a game with graphics that'll have men swooning and a hero that'll have women swooning. Well, it did me anyway. It's Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. The golden glow of the Prince of Persia sets it in a time far back in history. Farther back even than, well, the original game, actually, which I remember playing on the Amiga around a decade ago-ish. I can't believe how time has flown since playing that first game, but time also does funny things whilst playing this latest one. That's because it lets you mess with time, like speeding or slowing the action and freezing enemies in another dimension. It's all to do with sand and hourglasses and other mythical Middle Eastern mysteries. Minding his ass on the cutlass, just watch the prince move. He's fluid, agile, acrobatic, romantic, and most importantly, convincing. You feel a real sense of jeopardy when leading him forward. Not because the game's hard. If you make a mistake, you have a limited ability to rewind time. So that's not it. I think the jeopardy comes because you actually care whether he plunges to his death or not. Those billowy white trousers could be ruined. As well as the skillful balance and acrobatics, the challenge comes in working out what you need to do, or move, or access to progress through the environments. Keeping you at it is the satisfying swish of your sword. A plot to rival any in the Arabian Nights. The surreal manipulation of time. And a heavy, hazy, rose-scented atmosphere that could have come straight from a dream. Whichever way you slice it, when it comes to original action-adventure, the Prince of Persia still rules.
I'm Michel Ancel, the creator of Rayman, and you're watching Gamepad.
Still to come on Gamepad, are you addicted to video games? We'll let you know. But before that, Gamepad takes you on a motoring tour of the world. Well, Britain actually, but Britain's in the world. So, Project Gotham Racing 2. You're driving around an accurately modelled 3D copy of one of the most beautiful and dramatic cities in the UK, in your yellow supercar, taking in the sights. The question is, what's the name of the car and where on earth are you? All the clues are there. See if you're right after the break.
Blue Yonder Broadband Internet, sponsors of Gamepad 4.
Cruise.
I am dangerous. How did you do that?
Legend. Beavis and Butthead.
This is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
Join our League of Extraordinary Gentlemen for the Monday night movie, starting with Top Gun this Monday at 9 p.m. only on Bravo.
This kicks ass.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I have kids of my own, Mikey, I'm gonna want some parental controls on our internet work.
You? Kids?
BT Yahoo Anytime helps protect your kids when they go online. Pay just $5.99 for your first month. Call 0800 800 801.
Is the interest rate on your credit card starting to take over your life? Well, help is at hand in the shape of the new RBS Advanta MC² card. Call 0800 10 20 20 and we'll send you details. You'll pay no interest until next June on balance transfers and purchases. And there's no annual fee. After this, you'll benefit from our low standard rate of 12.9% APR. Cut your credit card rate down to size. Call us now on 0800 10 20 20.
He saved pounds on his motor insurance when he had the privilege. He got cheaper cover by calling 0845 246 0066. He cut the cost of his motor insurance by switching to Privilege. She had the privilege and got a great deal too. If you're paying over £300 for your motor insurance, call 0845 246 0066 now. It's time you had the privilege.
Looking for a loan company that listens to you and understands what you want, offers a huge choice of loans and mortgages, provides great customer service and more? Well, if you're a homeowner, call Purple Loans free on 0800 499 499. They promise to act fast and aim to get you the best deal, even if you've had problems getting finance elsewhere. So whether it's that dream holiday you've been promising yourselves, improving your home with a fantastic new kitchen, clearing your existing debts and reducing your outgoings, or even a brand new car, add colour to your life and call Purple Loans now on 0800 499 499 or apply online.
Thinking of buying a new PC? At Dell, all our PCs are built to order, which means a PC built just for you. Like this Dell Dimension desktop with an Intel Pentium 4 processor. The Intel Pentium 4 processor delivers performance where you need it most. It comes with a 17-inch flat panel monitor and freeable memory at an amazing £699. So, off the shelf or built just for you. It's as easy as Dell. Call 0870 907 5609 or go online now.
Welcome to today's Big Bank Challenge. We asked who has the best rate for credit interest on non-fee paying current accounts. Check your rates. It's Alliance and Leicester. One of you has to go. Next, the best rates for overdrafts over £100. Once again, it's Alliance and Leicester with 0% for the first year. Off you go. And finally, do either of you offer free travel insurance worth up to £80 a year? There's a winner!
The Alliance and Leicester Premier Current Account. Real extras, no monthly fee.
To switch, call free on 0800 056 1028 or visit your nearest branch.
It's now free to play along on Challenge, so get in on the game.
Love me, hold me, 'cause I'm free.
Blue Yonder Broadband Internet, sponsors of Gamepad 4.
Welcome back to Gamepad. Before the break, I asked you to name this British city and this Italian car. You can probably just about make out the prancing horse emblem, and with that lovely roaring snort, it could only be a Ferrari, a 360 Spider. As for the city, the distinctive architecture and the castle coming up here on the left tells you that we're driving through Edinburgh. The word addict is thrown at video game players far too often. It's usually the term that people who don't play games use to describe people who do. But there are a few people who have been medically diagnosed as video game junkies. So how do you distinguish between a healthy hobby and an unhealthy obsession? Gamepad visited Nottingham Trent University to talk to Professor Mark Griffiths, who told us that games addiction is nothing new.
We got scientific journals reporting it way back with things like, Donkey Kong, even games like Pong. What's happened now, of course, we've got a whole new generation of games and gamers coming through where, you've got designers who build in lots of different kind of addictive elements in their game to get people to not only to play, but to keep on playing again and again and again. For me, those people who become addicted to video games are like people who become addicted to drugs and alcohol and gambling, is that they do live on the buzzes and highs produced by the body's own endorphins. When you play a video game, you will get a rush when you do certain things.
It's a new record.
People get high on those kind of things and they're very reinforcing, and that is as part of the addictive process of video games. People use them because they feel great about themselves when they play, when they get onto the next level, when they beat their high score, when they manage to do something they've not done before. These are all reinforcing things, they're rewarding things, they give the body a rush, and what happens is the body wants to do it again and again and again, and that is what makes video games addictive. People are always asking me what a typical video game addict either looks or behaves like. Okay, I think the easiest way to describe it is that for a video game addict, the game that they play would be the single most important thing in that person's life. This is somebody who would probably be playing, something like Doom for 14 hours a day, from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. They would actually use it as a way of getting buzzed up or high. Or if they've got problems in their life, just to try and tranquilise, escape, chill out. They're also the kind of people, if you stop them actually playing, they will get withdrawal symptoms. On a psychological level, they will become very moody, they will become very irritable. On a physiological level, they get stomach cramps. Their hands will sweat. I think the most interesting phenomenon is the whole area of online gaming. No! There are situations where you've got teams of people who are playing one character because they basically want their character to be playing the game all the time. So you often will get siblings, for instance, who will play for a 12-hour stretch, then go to sleep, and their other sibling will come on, take over their character. Their whole self-esteem is built up through the character that they're actually playing in this game. And in fact, these people are almost afraid to log off. I do think the online gaming community realise there are lots of people out there who play really to excess, and if there is going to be any growth in video game addiction, I think that is the area that you're most likely to see it.
Strike wins.
Now obviously there is a context to this. If you're a 17-year-old adolescent who has no financial responsibilities, you've left school, you're not in a job at the moment, you find yourself playing video games 11 hours a day, to me that might just be symptomatic of the fact that you've got time and the motivation to do that.
If I didn't play so many video games, I'd be in better shape.
If you're a kind of 48-year-old business executive who's married with 3 kids, that is going to have big problems for that particular individual because you're not going to be able to do your job well, your relationship's going to crumble, and your work's going to suffer.
Gamepad. Ask anyone you know and they'll tell you the Gamepad website is where it's at. And this is where it's at.
Brother.co.uk/gamepad.
Squad games, in which you control not an individual but a small team, provide a good challenge, but they've been done to death recently. So Gamepad has been scratching around for innovation and come up with the top 3 squad games with a twist. Making it into our chart at number 3, SWAT Global Strike Team. It's a tactical shooter where you can literally order your squad around.
Damn it, dear.
All thanks to voice recognition and a microphone headset. But that's not the twist. No, the twist is in the game's ethics. In this gun game, you're encouraged to take suspects alive. Cool twist.
Just get me out of here! Hands in the air!
Well, hello, Brutus.
Do I really have to tell you why brute force earns a place in a chart of odd squad games? OK, I'll spell it out. For starters, one of your squad of 4 is a lizard called Brutus. Another twist is that you can get your mates to help you at any time by picking up a nearby joypad and controlling the other members of your rather twisted team. But manfully commanding our chart of unusual squad games, it's Full Spectrum Warrior, which started off life as a realistic military simulation designed to teach the art of urban warfare in the streets. Although this looks like a third-person action game, it actually plays like a kind of strategy game with the design influence of sports and role-playing games. And if you can get your head round that, you'll appreciate why this is the twistiest squad game on the block.
When I'm not watching Gamepad, I'm cleaning and selling fresh fish. Matthew, £2 a pound.
Here on Gamepad, we just love it when the developer of a game gives us a few tips on how to play it. Unfortunately, a lot of game developers aren't as good at playing as you might imagine. But that's not the case with this next lady. Nina Christensen, the producer of Kung Fu Chaos, leads a crash course in how to play her own game.
One of our biggest objectives in the game was to make it very instantly accessible and very, very fun, with a view to the fact that it's always the most amount of fun to annihilate your best mate. My very, very first tip is to put auto block on straight away. The game was designed with auto block in mind, so I actually think it plays a lot better. It's a lot easier, and if you want to get 5 stars, it's a definite winner. It's also great against your mates. So what I'm doing here is taking out these first ninjas, which are pretty easy, and you can see I've powered up by doing a number of taunts, and that means by pulling both triggers I can pull off my super attack, which just wipes them out. That guy there is a spinny ninja, and he needs to be treated with care. So I taunt all the time, as often as I possibly can. Okay, this guy, he's one of the more advanced ninjas. He won't attack you, but he'll counter every move. So what you do to get rid of him is hit him once, wait for him to do his combo, and then counter his counter, which means you can take him out every time. So now I'm powered up again. Through the vine section, ignore this little yellow ninja because he's not going to do you any damage, and you've got to really concentrate on jumping over the vine and not losing your life. As soon as you're out of there, take him out, and if you can get powered up in this section, it's really good. Always get the lives as well. The key to this entire level, if you can pull it off, is to get powered up, get rid of those 2 super ninjas, wait for these 4 to spawn in, and take them all out with a super attack, and you're pretty much guaranteed to get 5 stars. That's 5 stars on the dino level, which is quite hard, and but that's how you do it.
Well, that's a wrap for today's Gamepad, but join us next time when we talk to the designer who brought the Game Boy from this to this. Plus...
No! Not yet! Harry, stay there!
Why?
Next time on Gamepad, a very modern, old-fashioned adventure. A game that could take you to a higher plane. Explained by one of video games' greatest visionaries.
The more they get into it, the more they realise that it's more like they're performing than they're actually playing a shoot-'em-up game.
And we show you how to keep up with the latest F1 sim.
The computer opponents seem to come out the corners a lot quicker than you'd expect, and certainly a lot quicker than you, so the key is to get them as you're coming into the corner.
I'm Violet Berlin, and you've been watching Gamepad. Or was it just a dream? Wake up, it's time for the eye candy. This game, Monster Hunter, isn't ready to play yet, but I think you'll agree that the eye candy is epic. See ya!
Get up to speed with Blue Yonder Broadband Internet, sponsors of Gamepad 4.